And as I'm sitting there focusing on myself, all I can think about is the, oh my God. Do y'all see that big old spider? Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. This is the truth about transition. Hey y'all. So what I was originally trying to insert was just speaking about something that occurred this past weekend. And yeah, the spider took over, so that's that. But yeah, so sometimes I find myself asking God why. And it's not all the time, because I know why. But then there's times when like I can sense there's a cry, not even from me, but from deep within my soul, where like I hate to use the imagery, but where it's almost like my soul is crawling up. Jesus, I bind and rebuke any sicknesses. But where my soul is like crawling upwards towards the Lord, and it's just like, God, like, when will this be over? You know, like, you get tired, and it's so emotionally taxing to constantly be moving, or to not know when's the next time you're gonna have a roof over your head, or constantly looking out the window, making sure your car's still there, like, you know. And I think the most mature response I've had in this process is the main reason I don't really ask God why anymore. It's usually my emotions that come up, is because I know that it's not about me. And it's like when the Lord reveals something to you about calling, about being called, about purpose, you begin to realize, like, okay, God, like, it truly isn't I truly can't just sit back and complain and do this, because I know this now. And so I think that's that other piece of information that gets me, is like when I'm like, God, well, why and how and this, and I'm like, wait, I sound like Gideon, I sound like Moses, I sound like Esther. And I remember what God said to me, which is like, it's not about you. You see how the people I used, the greatest, they were the ones who had the same questions as you, and I shut them down with this. And you know, sometimes God doesn't give me a direct answer, like right here. I have to go into his word. And I remember when I was just questioning a lot of things, I heard Habakkuk in my spirit. And I said, Habakkuk, okay. But then I realized, like, oh yeah, Habakkuk was questioning some things that the Lord was doing. And it was in that moment where the Lord was telling him, like, this is my plan. You got to trust my plan. I know it don't look like anything, but this is my plan. And this is why I'm using, and this is why I'm doing this. And it's like, whoa. And so that in itself was, because I was like, at first I'm looking at it like, God, how is this the answer to why I'm asking questions? Like, you know, but it was an answer indirectly, because it was the Lord saying, like, you don't have to fully understand my plans to know that this is a part of my plan. Hey y'all, what's up? So, officially left the cabin. Now, I am about to go take her for a walk. So when I was a kid, I used to read the Treehouse books. Look at this. It says, fairy tales do come true. One day I'm gonna come up here and just sit and peer out at all the nature. Okay, so now this is a different road. We're closer to the highway, or whatever you call it right now. So that's why you're able to hear all of that. but oh, it's another cabin over here. Oh, this is literally just going back around the corner. Oh wow. This is where they were filming a movie yesterday. Look at that up there, guys. So beautiful. Man. So I remember one time where I went hiking and the hike killed me. I ain't gonna lie, it was so much. I was like, whoa. But one thing I realized is like, how many of us are so spiritually strong where we've literally probably hiked to the top of Mount Everest by now. But in the physical, our bodies don't reflect that. And this is something God continues to deal with me on. I do well, and then I revert back to old eating habits. But really, strengthening my physical body just as much as my spiritual body is, you know? She's using the bathroom again. But I don't know, it's just something to think about. But look at that view, baby. Hey y'all, so I wanted to come and give you guys some food for thought this morning. We talk about breakthrough so often, and there's one trait of the enemy that I noticed, and it's like his sole purpose is to steal your peace. His sole purpose is to steal your peace. Jesus says, blessed are the peacemakers of the Lord. And then Paul tells us that part of our armor is our shoes of peace. If you guys were walking on this terrain that we're walking on right now, without shoes, it will be hard. Without shoes, you will stop a lot along the way, right? Because of the pain. So us not having shoes creates difficulty. But another thing that I want to discuss is it's not just about us not having shoes that creates difficulty, but these aren't just any shoes that God gives us. He gives us shoes of peace. And so if we aren't walking in peace, we're walking in chaos. If we aren't walking in peace, we're walking in confusion. If we aren't walking in the freedom that the Lord gives us, what are we walking in? We're walking in bondage. Something just flew on me, Jesus. And so I think it was a flying spider. Oh, Lord. But anywho, yo, I'm still trying to get used to this nature life. But yeah, so if we aren't walking in freedom, we're walking in bondage, okay? And so I noticed that as soon as the Lord gives you his peace, the enemy comes in and he steals it, and he'll try and steal it from you. And he can do this in so many different ways. And I'm just learning to keep my peace. I pray for my peace more than anything else. Hold on to your peace. Hold on to your peace. Because your peace is priceless. There's no value that can be associated to the peace that the Lord gives. And so I'm going to leave you all with this scripture, John 14:27. The peace I give you, the peace I leave with you, is the peace that the world can't give you. All right, I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you later.